Hello, my name is Bhavin Shah, and in this demo, we'll talk about how you can install Portworx on VMware Tanzu Kubernetes cluster. We are logged into our Tanzu supervisor cluster, so let's see what virtual machine classes we have available for us to use. We have a bunch of best effort and guaranteed virtual machine classes that we can use as part of our control plane and worker nodes in VMware Tanzu Kubernetes cluster. You can deploy a Tanzu Kubernetes cluster by building up a YAML file with the type Tanzu Kubernetes cluster, specifying the number of VMs you need for control plane and worker nodes, specifying the Kubernetes version, specifying the storage class to use to deploy these VMs, and the different CIDRs to use for pod and service communication. We can apply that YAML file against our supervisor cluster, and it creates a resource called Tanzu Kubernetes cluster for us. You can do a kubectl get TKC to look at the deployment status and monitor how your cluster is getting deployed. Since we didn't want to make this video long enough, I have sped things up, and now we are at a point where we have our Tanzu Kubernetes cluster ready to go. So it's in a running state with one control plane and 3 worker nodes, running Kubernetes version 1.19.7. At this point, we log out of the supervisor cluster and then log in to the TKC or Tanzu Kubernetes cluster that we just deployed. You have to provide it a password with the administrator at vSphere local username. And then we just need to change our context by using the kubectl config use context command and pointing it to the new TKC cluster. Let's do a get nodes to verify that it is the cluster that we deployed. So one master, 3 worker nodes. And then let's look at the pods running in the kube system namespace. We have a couple of storage classes that can be leveraged. And again, this is important because when you deploy Portworx, it will leverage the VMFS-CNS storage class to provision the virtual disks that will be aggregated and which forms the Portworx storage pool. So let's see how easy it is to deploy Portworx now. We'll navigate to central.portworx.com. You can log in or create a new account. Again, you can create a new spec, and we'll select Portworx Enterprise as part of the new specification that we are generating. Click Next, and here you can specify the version of Kubernetes that you're running, which is 1.19.7 for us. Specify the version of Portworx that we want to install, so which is 2.8. And then if you're running production clusters, you can provide your own HCD details, or we can deploy a built-in HCD cluster for you. We can select cloud because VMware Tanzu, the setup is completely automated, so it shows up under the cloud banner. And then we can provide the name of the storage class, so VMFS-CNS, that will be used to provision virtual disks that will be used for our Portworx storage virtual disks and our KVDB devices. Once you have provided those details, we'll click on next. We'll leave the network settings as is. And then in the last pane, in the customize section, we'll look through all the different settings, and maybe we'll unselect monitoring. So if you want, Portworx installation will also include a Prometheus installation for you to monitor things, but you can uncheck the box and it will deploy it without the Prometheus operator. Read through the EULA or the license agreement and agree to that to move on to the next step, where you get the command that you need to run on your Tanzu Kubernetes cluster to deploy Portworx. So this is it. You don't have to build up your own YAML files. You don't have to confirm and verify all the different configuration parameters in a YAML file. By just following the simple UI based workflow, it generates a command that you can just apply against your cluster, and it deploys Portworx for you using daemon sets. So you can see a bunch of pods are now getting created on our Tanzu Kubernetes cluster in the kube system namespace. And then we have different pods, Portworx pod, Portworx CSI pod, Stork pods that are getting deployed. After a couple of minutes, we'll execute this simple command, which basically opens up the port 9001 to 9020. These ports are needed for Portworx to communicate with the different services inside Portworx to communicate with each other, and we need the worker nodes to be able to talk to each other over these ports. So once that's enabled, we'll go back to monitoring the deployment of our pods. Again, this process can take anywhere from a couple of minutes to 5 to 10 minutes based on the size of disks that you're provisioning, based on the connection that you have with your vCenter server. But you can monitor the deployment process by doing a kubectl logs into any one of the Portworx pods and then selecting the Portworx container inside the pod. And you can see a list of all the things that are happening here. So it is creating a new cluster, it is registering a new node ID, it will then provision virtual disks for you. So if you are a VMware administrator, it will basically create new VMDKs on the vSphere data store that's backed by the VMware CSI plugin, and mount those VMDKs on the worker nodes. And then from that point, it will take over and inside these Portworx pods, it will form a new Portworx storage cluster and create a new storage pool that can be leveraged by your stateful applications. So again, this process takes some time. So definitely we have done that, and we now have a cluster that's fully up and running. At this point, we'll run a simple exec command to check the status of our Portworx storage cluster. So you can use the exec command and then pass the command pixctl status. This is where you will see all the operational status of the Portworx storage cluster. You will see that you have a trial license for 31 days. You get your storage pool that's running locally. You get your cluster ID, cluster UUID, and you also get the nodes that are part of your cluster. So we had three worker nodes in our Tanzu Kubernetes cluster. We have 3 worker nodes that participate in the Portworx storage cluster as well. Let's log into vCenter and see what things look like from a VMware admin perspective. So I'll just log in using my administrator at vSphere.local credentials, and I can navigate to the hosts and cluster view. I'll find the name of my Tanzu Kubernetes cluster, which is PX demo cluster. And if you look at VM hardware, you will see that each worker node has 3 hard disks associated with them. So one is just the boot disk that Tanzu deployed for you, and then we have the 150 and the 32 gig drives that are used for Portworx virtual drive and your KVDB drive, and that's the same on all 3 worker nodes inside your cluster. If we go to workload management, you will see that we have one Tanzu Kubernetes grid cluster, TKGS cluster running. It's in running phase, there are no complaints. We can click on the storage tab and look at the persistent volumes. Again, these are 3 Portworx drives and 3 KVDB drives that are running and attached to 3 worker nodes. This is how easy it is to deploy Portworx on VMware Tanzu. You can get started with it today if you are using VMware Tanzu Kubernetes clusters in your own data center. That's it for this demo. Thanks for watching.